Hello students, today we are going to start with a new chapter that is nothing but milling machine, which is the second chapter in the module 5 in the syllabus. So this chapter completely deals with the milling machine, and there are different types of milling machine we are going to study in this, and again we are going to study about different milling operations that can be done in a milling machine. So the definition of the milling machine is milling is a metal cutting operation in which the operating tool is slow revolving cutter having cutting teeth formed on its periphery. Here in a milling machine it is having a slight difference between the lathe machine and this one. Here in the lathe we are going to rotate the workpiece and the tool is fixed, but in milling machine here the workpiece is fixed but the cutter or the milling tool is going to rotate. So that is the main difference between the lathe what we have discussed in the previous session and the milling. So we are going to call it as a milling is a metal cutting operation. Here also we are going to cut the metal or remove the metal from the workpiece, in which the operating tool is a slow revolving cutter. We are going to expect a tool to revolve here, and it should have a cutting teeth formed on its periphery. Here also the tool will be having the teeth on its outer periphery, so that teeth are responsible to remove the material from the workpiece. So this is called as the milling. Two figures you can observe here. So we are going to call it as this one as a milling tool and this one as the workpiece. We are going to fit the workpiece towards the tool, so that as I have already said you the difference of lathe and milling. Here the tool is fixed, or the milling cutter is fixed. The workpiece we are going to move it towards the cutting tool, so that it is going to remove the material. Here also the tool is fixed, we are going to move the material towards the cutting tool. So this is the two methods or images which describes about the milling operation. Next we are going to study about the principle of milling machine. Here in the principle of milling machine we are going to have two principles. This is very important from the exam point of view. Here we are going to classify the principle as up milling and down milling. So the first figure that you are going to observe is up milling, and second figure that you are going to observe, it is called as a down milling. The difference is very simple. Up milling is nothing but here we are going to take the chips from the downwards to the upper side. So we are going to call it as up milling. In the down milling operation we are going to cut the workpiece from the top end, and again we are going to take the chips below the cutter. So this type of cutting operation we are going to call it as the down milling operation. Very simple. I'm going to explain. First I'm going to explain the parts here. As I have said, the milling is having a fixed tool and the moving workpiece. Here the workpiece should be rigidly fixed to a voice. We are going to call it as a machine voice. We are going to, this is there in the work table, and we are going to fix it. And we have a solid jaw. Jaw is usually the jaws are made to have a firm grip for the workpiece, as we have explained about the jaws in the lathe also, so that it is going to hold the workpiece firmly. And this whatever the this color is you are observing, it is a workpiece, and this dotted line indicates the chip thickness, the thickness of material that is removed from the workpiece, that can be indicated through this dotted line. And again you know that this is a milling cutter, it is having the teeth on its periphery, and this is the cutting operation. So this is very important in a up milling. The first principle I am going to explain now, that is nothing but a up milling operation. Here the workpiece is fed towards the milling cutter, and the milling cutter is rotating in a clockwise direction. Whenever it rotates in a clockwise direction, first this cutting teeth will comes into a action of removal of material, and later the removed material will be expelled out in upward direction at the other side. So we are going to call this principle as a up milling operation. We are going to have a cutting tool in a clockwise direction, and that tool is responsible to remove the material, and again it moves in the upward direction. And similarly it is opposite in the case of the down milling. Here also the same things, vice and solid jaw is there to hold the workpiece firmly, and again this is the chip thickness we are going to observe. And again In this down milling operation, here also we have a cutting tool with the outer periphery of teeth, and again the rotation of the cutting tool is different here, right? So this is a cutting operation. Here the cutting tool is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Here you can observe the arrow indication here. Here it is going to revolve in anti-clockwise direction, so that the teeth which are coming in anti-clockwise direction, first it is going to cut the workpiece, and again those chips, or we are going to call it as a metal removed, can be sent in a downward direction. So this is called as the down milling operation, and here the cutting tool will be revolving in anti-clockwise direction, and in up milling we are going to revolve the cutting tool in clockwise direction. And you see about the difference in the chip thickness. Here we have a maximum amount of removal of chip or metal. Here we have a very small amount of removal of metal. So we can by looking at the figures, we can differentiate that the up milling will remove metal at a faster rate compared to that of the down milling. So this is about the two principles of milling machine, and this is very important for the exam point of view, and you should practice these figures, and again you should reproduce it in the exam whenever it is asked. Next we are going to move on to the types of milling machine. That is nothing but there are two types of milling machine: horizontal milling machine, and another one is the vertical milling machine. So in a horizontal milling machine, we know that the milling cutter is fixed in horizontal direction. As the name itself indicates, it is in horizontal direction. So this is the front view of the milling machine, and this is the side view of the milling machine. Through the side view, the same figure, we are going to expect this type of alignment in the side view, so that here the cutter is like this, and whenever you look from the side view, teeth are easily identifiable. So this is the horizontal milling machine. Here it has a different parts. As I have already said, horizontal, the name itself indicates the cutting teeth or is fixed in a horizontal direction, right? The cutting tools are fixed in horizontal direction, so we are going to call it as horizontal milling machine. So it has a different elements here as that of the lathe. First one is overarm, and second one is arbor bracket, third one is arbor, this is cutting tool, this is machine wise, this is cross traverse handle, right? This is cross traverse handle, this is knee, and vertical traverse handle is there, and this is about the front view. Here now I am going to explain about the individual parts. Overarm is a support provided for the arbor. So to have a connection with this column and the arbor, we have a overarm, so that it connects the arbor with the what is that, column, right? Then we have a arbor bracket, or we are going to have a arbor. Arbor is a necessary element which holds the cutting tool firmly. So that is the arbor, and this is arbor bracket. Arbor bracket, you can see here, it is in the shape of V or U shape. It is in the shape of U, so that this is the arbor bracket, and this one is a cutting tool. Cutting tool, always you should remember that on outer periphery of the cutting tool you have a cutting teeth, right? We have a multiple teeth in this, but in lathe machine we are not going to expect a multiple teeth. We are going to expect the single point cutting tool in the lathe, but in a milling cutter we are going to expect a multiple point cutting tool. But it is having a multiple lathe is having a multiple point cutting tool in the knurling operation. Okay, you should keep it in mind. And next one is the machine wise, and this complete element we are going to call it as a work table. In a work table we have one element called as machine wise. This machine wise holds the workpiece firmly within the jaws. These are the two jaws. This is fixed jaw, this is movable jaw. This movable jaw can be operated by this knee, right? So this is a machine wise, and again we are going to hold the workpiece rigidly in this machine wise, so that the two jaws are firmly holding the workpiece material, and it is going to bring them near the cutter. Then when we have a cross traverse handle. Cross traverse handle is nothing but this carriage has to move in a cross direction. It can move on right side, as per the observer point of view. It can move on the right side, and it can move on a left side of the element. So that can be done by the cross traverse handle. Next we have a knee. So we have knee is nothing but knee is this one. So we have a knee for the support of the workpiece, and we have a vertical traverse handle. As we know that vertical traverse means it is going to move up and down. The work table can be moved on top, and it is can be brought downwards. So that can be possible by using this vertical traverse handle, so that whenever this workpiece is at this particular point, if you want to bring this workpiece near the cutting tool, we are going to use this vertical traverse handle, so that it moves up and it is going to cut the material or remove the material. So this is the horizontal milling machine, and these are the different elements of a horizontal milling machine. And again we have a work table here, as I have said, and this is feed handle. How we are going to feed? So whenever you rotate this handle, we are going to feed the workpiece to the tool. So this is the horizontal milling machine. This is the front view, and this is the side view. You need to draw only a 2D figure. Only one figure is enough. You can draw the front view in the exam. Next, this is a 3D image of a horizontal milling machine, which clearly defines the different elements of the horizontal milling machine. Many of the elements are detachable here. We can fix it and we can remove it. We can hold it up with nuts and screws. That is possible, right? So this is knee, arbor, forearm. So all the things are given here. So this is horizontal milling machine. Next one is vertical milling machine. This is a 2D figure of a vertical milling machine. This is a front view, we can say. Here also it has a different elements. So this is a column, and this is a vertical milling head, and this is a spindle, this is a cutter, and this one we are going to call it as a work table, and this is saddle, this is knee, and this is knee elevating screw, or we can simply call it as elevating screw, and this is a base. So in a vertical milling machine is quite different from that of the milling machine, so that I have already explained you, the name itself indicates the type of milling machine. So the cutter is vertical here. You need to have a difference between the vertical and horizontal, right? The cutter has a has placed in vertical direction, so that it is a vertical milling machine. So that we have a vertical milling head. This milling head is responsible to move this spindle or to move this cutter. So we can fix the motor in a vertical milling head, so that it is responsible to move this cutter. And this is spindle is in support of the cutter. To fix the cutter we need a spindle, so that the cutter is fixed in the spindle. And again this is a work table, so we have a strong rigid jaws here, so to hold the workpiece firmly. And again we have a saddle for the cross movement, as we have seen in the horizontal milling machine. You have to move the work table in a cross direction, right side or left side. We can expect a saddle. And again we have a knee and knee elevating screw. Knee elevating screw is responsible to increase or decrease the height of the work table. So that is nothing but a knee elevating screw. And as I have already, I am not going to go deep into it, because I have already explained in the horizontal milling machine. In a knee elevating screw, the work table is going to move up and down. And next one, we have a strong rigid base. Base can be made up of a concrete structure, and we have a supporting column for the vertical milling head. So this is about the vertical milling machine. Next, this is a 3D image which defines the vertical milling machine. So that here in a vertical milling machine we have a head here, so the cutter can be fixed, and we have a column, and this is work table. Okay. Next, we need to explain about the milling operations. Okay, so in the milling operation, okay, next we are going to discuss about the milling types of milling operation. So that can be clearly explained here. So the milling, there are various types of milling operations we can expect. The first one is the plain milling operation. Here, while defining any of the milling operation, you should keep it in mind that the milling cutter is fixed, and the workpiece is rotating, or workpiece is moving towards the cutter. The milling cutter is rotating and workpiece is moving towards the cutter. That should be kept in your mind. And first one is the plain milling operations. Here, these are the different elements of a plain milling operation. We are going to call this one as a milling spindle. So it is a type of horizontal milling machine. This operation can be done in horizontal milling operation. This is milling spindle. And slab milling cutter, this is a milling cutter, and this is milling arbor, where within the arbor the milling cutter is fixed, and this is machined surface. The white surface that you are going to observe, it is a machined surface, and this is, we are going to call it as unmachined surface, or still the metal is, we are not removed here. Okay, so that is nothing but the operation of this plane milling operation, right? So this is a machined surface, this is unmachined surface. And again we have the workpiece which is rigidly fixed in a work table. So about the work table, about the fixing with the jaws, we have explained it in types of milling machine. So plane milling operation is a type of milling operation. We can also call it as slab milling operation. So in this method, or it is a method of producing flat surfaces parallel to the cutter axis as shown in the figure. So we are going to provide the surfaces, parallel surfaces, and as parallel to the cutter surfaces. So the cutter used in this operation is called a plane milling cutter. We are going to call this one as a plane milling cutter or a slab milling cutter. It has a straight or helical teeth. Always the teeth may be straight or it may be helical in fashion at the outer periphery of this cylindrical surface. This operation is performed in a horizontal milling machine. Here the arbor is horizontal and we are going to perform this operation in the horizontal milling machine. So this is about the plane milling. And next is the end milling operation. This is also a type of milling operation. So the different parts of this is the end milling cutter and this is the workpiece, and the side view of this one can be shown here. This is a keyway and this is end milling cutter and this is shaft. In some of these shafts we are going to make a keyways to hold them firmly with the other element. So to produce a keyways we are going to use the end milling operation. So in end milling, it is an operation of producing narrow slots, grooves and keyways using the end mill. In the end milling operation, we are going to produce the narrow slots, grooves and keyways. The milling cutter may be attached to the vertical spindle milling and the slot is as shown in the figure. So we are going to fix this cutter to the spindle. So we are going to perform, as you already identify or you can easily identify, this for operation is done in vertical milling machine as shown in the figure, and depth of cut is given by raising the machine table. So the depth of cut we can give here. So this is the depth of cut, we can say that, so that it can be given by raising the work table or by decreasing the work table. So this is nothing but the end milling operation. Say suppose from the actual dimension the depth should be 5 mm, so that from the normal you should raise the work table to the 5 mm height. So that is the end milling operation where we can produce the narrow slots. Okay, and next operation is slot milling operation. This is also a type of milling operation. The figure defines this slot milling operation. As you already know that the arbor is horizontal and this operation can be done in horizontal milling machine, and this is a milling cutter and this is the workpiece, and here also we are going to produce certain holes by the slot milling operation, or certain slots we are going to produce. So it is a process to produce desired slots, grooves and keyways using suitable cutters. We are going to use the suitable cutters based on the slots we need. We are going to use the cutters and we are going to produce this, and figure illustrates groove milling operation using a side milling cutter. We are going to use the side milling cutter, and this figure exactly defines the slot milling, which has a teeth on its periphery, and also one or both of the sides we have a teeth on this periphery, and one or both of the sides. Similarly, open slots and closed slots can be cut by using a plane milling cutters and end milling cutters respectively. T slots and dovetail slots are cut by using the special cutters in this slot milling operation. In the slot milling operation we can make a dovetail slot, and again we can cut a desired different shapes based on the availability of the cutters. We can perform this slot milling operation. Next operation is the angular milling operation. If you want a certain angles, okay, angle inclinations in the slots, we are going to use the angular milling operation. So this is the figure defines the angular milling operation. So this is the angular milling cutter, and this is done in a horizontal vertical milling machine, and this is dovetail what we have explained in the slot milling operation. This is dovetail and this is workpiece. Here in the angular milling operation, we are going to produce a V grooves of a desired angle. So we can produce the V grooves of a desired angle, or we can produce the dovetail grooves also. It is accomplished by using a single or double angle cutter. We can use a single angle cutter here. So at one side we can use the angle, or we can use the double angle cutter. A single angle cutter consists of teeth inclined to the, so the what is the difference between single and a double angle cutter is, the single angle cutter consists of teeth inclined to an axis on one conical surface, and it is used for cutting chambers. And double angle cutter consists of teeth of a two conical surface and used for V grooves as shown in the figure. So we can expect two cutters, so that it is in the shape of the V, that is the angular milling, and we can expect only one side of a teeth, so we can also call it as a single angular milling cutter. So this is about the angular milling. Whenever you need to produce the angles in the slots, we are going to produce the we are going to use the angular milling operation. Then the next operation is the form milling. Form milling is also a type of operation. Here see the shape of the cutter, it is quite different from other type of the operations. So we are going to call it as convex form cutter. We are going to call it as convex form of cutter, and this is a counter milled workpiece, and the workpiece is rigidly fixed in the jaw. And again we are going to use the horizontal milling machine, the form milling. So in the form milling operation, form milling is generally specific forms. We are going to use it for specific forms such as semicircular views, hemispherical cavities, concave or convex slots on the workpieces. This is carried out by using a form milling cutter or end milling cutter with the specific form on it. This process is illustrated in the figure. So we are going to have a form milling cutter or end milling cutter. We can use it in this operation, and again we are going to produce the different hemispherical cavities, concave or convex slots on the workpieces. So this is about the form milling operation. Next one is the straddle milling operation. In the straddle milling operation, we have a two milling cutters which are fixed in a single arbor. So it is a process of producing two parallel vertical surfaces in a single cut. Straddle milling is accomplished by mounting two side milling cutters on the same arbor, set apart at an exact spacing using a suitable collars. The suitable collars we are going to set apart with a suitable distance which are predefined. This operation is illustrated in the figure. So we have a straddle milling cutter, two milling cutters with a single arbor. We are going to separate it with a fixed dimension, or with whatever the dimension we need it, we depend on the workpiece, and again we are going to perform the operation. So this is about the straddle milling operation. Next one is gang milling operation. Gang milling operation is nothing but a group of cutting teeth. We are going to use it. So the figure illustrates the gang milling operation. It is a process of machining several surfaces of workpiece simultaneously at one pass of it. So this is a workpiece, a several surface, this surface, this surface, this surface, or this surface, this surface, all the surfaces we are going to machine it in a single pass. So two or more cutters are used on the same arbor to produce the desired shape as shown in the figure. So we are going to use two or more milling cutters, one cutter, two cutter, and three cutter teeth at a same operation, so that at a single stretch we can perform the various operation, and it saves the machining time at a greater extent, so that all the operations can be done in a single pass. So it is can to have a reduction in the time of operation. So this is the gang milling operation. Next, there is a difference between the horizontal and vertical milling machine. So you all know that the spindle is horizontal and in the same plane as that of the work table. So the spindle is horizontal here, here the spindle will be vertical. The milling cutter can rotate about its own axis in the horizontal milling machine. In the vertical milling machine, the milling cutter can be moved up and down along with the vertical axis. The third difference is the cutter is mounted on an arbor supported by the overarm in the horizontal milling machine. In vertical milling machine, the cutter is mounted onto the spindle directly. Here we have seen the cutter is mounted on a arbor in many of the operations in a horizontal milling machine, but here the cutter is mounted on a spindle where it is fixed vertically, so we are going to classify it under vertical milling machine. And fourth, the difference is the spindle can only rotate about its own axis and no tilting is possible. The spindle is going to rotate on its own axis in the horizontal direction and about its own axis, and no tilting is possible. We can't tilt the cutter upside or downside in the horizontal milling machine, but in vertical milling machine the spindle can be tilted to the left or right for specific applications. We can tilt the vertical spindle so that we can tilt it to certain angle or certain degrees in the vertical milling machine because it is straight. The operation that can be done are gear teeth cutting, plane milling, straddle milling, and gang milling, form milling, etc. in a horizontal milling machine. We have discussed it in a types of operation. And in a vertical milling machine, the different operations carried out are slot milling, T-slot milling, angular milling, keyway milling, end milling, etc. In addition, it can also be used for drilling, boring, and reaming. These are also the different operations that are going to come across by using the vertical milling machines. Next one is the specifications of milling machine. Here also we have a different specification of milling machine as that of the lathe. In the lathe also we have different specifications like a lathe bed and all. In milling also we have different specifications like the speed of the spindle in RPM, how many, what is the exact revolutions of the spindle in per minute, that should be identified. That is the speed of the spindle, and this is a spindle here and this is stable. And we can have a axis interpretation in a milling so that the spindle or the milling cutter can move in x direction and it can move in y direction and it can move in z direction, so that in x direction it is moving coming front and moving backwards, and in y direction it is moving right side or left side. In z direction it can move upward and downwards. Those all values should be given in specifications of milling machine. So this is the axis interpretation diagram of milling machine. Next one is the different specifications. As I have already said, the clamping area, the area of the work table suitable for the bigger size of workpieces, that is a clamping area that should be specified by the as a specification milling machine. And longitudinal movement, what is the longitudinal movement of the spindle that can be shown, that is shown in the x direction in the previous figure, that is in the x direction, and in a transverse movement that is shown in the y direction, and vertical movement that is shown in the z direction we have already discussed. And speed of the spindle, that is speed in RPM, has to be shown. And power of the milling spindle motor, will be on top of the spindle, that power should be given in specification, and power of the feed motor should also be given in the milling machine specifications of milling machine. Okay, so thank you very much for patiently listening the this chapter of milling machine. So read well for the milling machine. Okay, if you have any doubts you can approach me. Thank you.